Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. My name is Achibola, and you're welcome to Achieve Sims. To my new subscribers, I see you guys. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Thank you for subscribing and yielding to this call. To my old time subscribers and viewers, returning viewers, thank you so much for believing in this dream and going along with me on this journey. Today I'm going to be teaching you how I made this two mix match BUBU with detachable waist belt, and it's made with Mikado silk and Asooke. Before we dive deep into this tutorial, I'd like to introduce the Asooke fabric to my non-Nigerians or non-Yoruba people in the building. Aso in Yoruba means cloth and Oke means top. So when we match these two words together, it means top clothes. Yeah. And Aso originated far back many years ago in Oyo State. It is gotten from cotton. This cotton are turned into threads, which are dyed and then weaved on a loom by a weaver craftily. As a matter of fact, any Yoruba family that has maybe one big event to do, they go to this weaver specifically and tell them the colors and designs of Ashoke they want, and it's being made for them to their taste. Like it's being customized to their taste. And these bundles of Ashoke can now be further sewn into dresses, into the basic Iro and Buba with gele for the women and the Shokoto with Agbada and Fila for the men. You get, and it comes out so beautiful, so rich. It can be embellished, with different things. You can, as a matter of fact, guys, Ashoke recently I've been seeing the way people are now being creative with it. They do not only sew it as the basic Iran buba, they actually make it as cargo pants, palazzo trouser, kimono. They use it for head fascinators, head bands. You can even find some handbags being made with Ashoke. It's so versatile. Even shoes of all types are made with Ashoke. It just gives um, elegance and richness. So let's go straight into the tutorial. These are my materials. This is my own Ashoke navy blues with sky blue stripes. I beg your pardon. And here is my Mikado's material in 2 years folded into two. And right now I'm just measuring my total length of my BUBU plus 2 inches sewing allowance, and I'm going to rule my straight line this way from the starting line, of course. And right now, I'm going to be putting my neck width. I'm using about 3.5 for my neck width. And I just put in my back neck depth of 1.5 and my front neck depth of 6 inches. You can increase your neck width or neck depth depending on how you would like it to be. Then I'm going to be using my straight ruler to connect the neck width to the neck depth to create a V neckline. And after doing that, from my neck width, I'll be putting in my sleeve measurements for my boo there, and I'll be coming down by 1 inch like this. After doing that, I'll be connecting the 1 inch towards my neck width measurement like that to create my shoulder slant. Now from that shoulder slant downward, I'll be marking 12 inches. This 12 inches represents the sleeve opening for my boo like this. And after doing that, I will be rolling that line outwards this way. And after doing that, I'll be putting my waistline measurement, which is not necessary for this style, but for the sake of those people that will want to create a form of fitted boo, you have to put your waistline. So I'm just going to put that for reference sake. I am not going to use it actually. So I'm going to put, if you want your bubble to be fitted, not really fitted, to have a little bit of shape along the waistline, you put in your waist circumference divided by 4 plus whatever allowance you want to put. So right now from the top line there, the starting line, I just marked my hip line, and we're going to be needing this for the BUBU. I'm going to rule a straight line there, and I'll be putting my hip circumference measurement divided by 4 plus 6 inches and 1 inch for sewing allowance, making it 7 inches in total. You can go beyond that depending on how full you want your boo to be. So from my sleeve there, I'm going to curve it all out straight down towards my hip. So I'm just going to confirm what I have on the hip line, and I will replicate it on the M line. Then I'm going to roll it down this way. So this is just for an extra tip for those who would want to create like a fitted form of bubu. You have to connect it from your sleeve towards your waist point, then towards your hip, and connect it to the M line. But since I'm not making use of my waist measurement, I just skipped that and I connected my sleeve directly to my hips and to the M line. I hope you all are getting my point. So I'm just going to cut out the piece this way, and since this fabric is on fold, it means that I already have two pieces of this part, this side of bubu, like one part of my bubu. So I will be slitting the center fold open after cutting out the sides in order to create two pieces of the mikado side of the bubu, one for the front and one for the back. So I'm going to just cut out my shoulder slant line, and I will be cutting out the back neckline first, guys. So after that, I will be slitting my bubu into two along the center fold to create two pieces of it. This way. So now we have two pieces, you can see, one for the back, and the one for the front, I will be cutting it open here along the neckline, and we have one side of our bubu ready. We're going to be using this pattern to cut out the Asooke part of the bubu, but first I want to cut out the interfacing for the Mikado silk part of the bubu. So this is how you cut out interfacing with the same fabric. So I'm going to be cutting it, tracing out the neckline this way. After tracing it out, I'll be adding at least 4 inches for my shoulder width of the for the lining, and I'll be curving it out, or I can just really straight depending on whatever you want. So after doing that, I'm going to be cutting it out this way. So this will be the neck facing for the front. I'll also do the same thing for the back facing of the neckline. So guys, let me just say a little story about my life. So I decided to join a new unit in my church after months of attending, because it's not just right being a Christian, a member of the body of Christ, and you are not working. Guys, it is not good, because it's the least you can do compared to all what God has been doing for you. You might not be where you want to be, but you're not where you used to be. So it's just a way of saying thank you. Yes, to me, that's how I feel, guys. That's how I feel. And I joined the graphic designing unit. I actually applied, not joined, and I was not picked because they said it's only Canva I know how to use, and which was quite depressing, because I really wanted to upgrade and know one or two things about it. But well, it's their policy. So I went to protocol department. Protocol department is the same as the ushering department, and I before joining I gave it a good thinking, because ushering department right from time is one unit I dread. Number one, because of the uniforms. That was in the past when I could not sew, and I was thinking of the cost and all. And secondly, the standing and standing, which I'm already getting used to. So it's not that bad. It's not a bad department at all. So I joined because actually I've been telling myself since last year that, oh, I need to change my closet, I need new clothes, I need that, I need to sew for myself, but I've not been finding myself to do it. So I was like, okay, why not I just join this unit? And there is no how. Only if I don't want to work on Sunday, I have to just sew something for myself. So it's a great push, right? So if you're in my category, I will advise you to join an ushering department. And secondly, I was like, okay, it's not bad. It's just the colors. We're not actually giving styles we should sew. They can just tell us, oh, okay, we'll be wearing purple dress, and everyone will come in purple dresses of different style, which is quite, interesting and creative. Because me, I was like, yeah, they can pick style, and what if I don't like the style? But it's not like that. It's not like that at all. So I enjoy being in the protocol department. And again, I just joined for like how many? I started wearing their uniforms, and I've had customers, guys, customers. So if you are a fashion designer who is aspiring to conspire and perspire, what's wrong with me? Please, just try to be involved in any organization gathering you find yourself. Be involved. Use yourself as sample. You are your own model. Your own brand ambassador. So nice things for yourself. When people see it, appreciate it. Then you can now tell them, oh, thank you, I made it myself. Oh, really? You're a fashion designer? Yes. And from there, everything just goes well. So that's the little story I have, guys. I hope you learned one or two things. So let's go back to the tutorial. Here I am. I've already joined my Mikado silk along the shoulder line, and I am now using my Asooke. I'm using the Mikado as a template to know the length of Ashoke I'll be needing. So here I am just cutting it out. And guys, I would advise you to add some inches to your Ashoke, at least 1 inch, because you can never say your Ashoke can shrink. Mine, I had to iron it out before cutting it. So now it's time to join. Here I am just checking if it has a right face or wrong face, and I discovered that they are both alike. So no worries for me. I'm going to join this way. This is how you join Ashoke. You don't join it the way you join normal fabric. You place it on top of themselves, 1/4 inch, and you stitch on it. So right now I have joined my strips of Ashoke together, and it has formed a whole fabric, which makes sense now. And I'm now going to place my other part of the BUBU, the Mikado part, on top of it, right side facing it this way. And I am going to pin them together because I do not want it to shift, and for me to get the accurate um cut for my neckline. So I'm going to pin it very well. You need to be patient, and you need to make sure that none of your fabrics are squeezed and they are properly aligned on each other, because we'll be needing the Mikado neckline, the neckline for the front and the back, to cut out the neckline for the Ashoke. And I will be making use of my soldering iron to cut out my Ashoke, because when you use your scissors like that, it gets frayed, like it frays on time, and you don't want that. So your soldering iron will melt out the edges neatly and would not cause it to fray. So if you don't have a soldering iron, you can make use of a scissors that you're not using regularly in for sewing. You can melt it with your fire, or burn it with your fire, and use it to cut your ashoke or any other fabric neatly, and it works just fine. So I'm just going to solder it. Is it solder it? Melt it out. Melt it out this way, and you can see that we've gotten our neckline exactly on the ashoke. Right now I'm just marking the point for the shoulder on my ashoke. I just marked it, and it's time to turn the necklines. I'll be using my bias tape to turn the neckline for the ashoke. If you have ashoke in excess, you can as well cut out a lining, but I do not have, so I'm using my bias tape. And the other Mikado part, I'll be using my lining that I cut out earlier on. I'll be using it to turn the neckline, and I will iron it out perfectly. So after doing that, which I've done, I'm going to be sewing them together along the center fold. and I have sewn them together. You can see the way it's already forming. So this is our belt. I'm using 4 inches for the width of my belt, and the length I'm using my waist circumference divided by 2 for the belts, for 2 parts. And this is my pocket. This is what I have left from my Asooke. The Asooke actually was gotten in bundle of 8 folds, but I shared it with one of my friends in church, and this is what I have left. So I will be marking where I want my pocket to be, the position. I'll be marking it from my shoulder point, and when I'm satisfied, I will pin it. So from the center fold, I just went inward with about 4 inches and I pinned it. I did the same thing for the pockets on the other side. I'll be placing it well, making sure that they are aligned well, and I'll pin it. And I'm going to take it to my machine to sew it out. And after sewing, it's just time to put in the belt, which I've already made. I made it like a tube, and from the shoulder point there, I'll just be marking 16 inches. That's my shoulder to my waist point. From the center fold, I will be marking in my waist measurements divided by 6, and I will be placing my belt there on both sides. Then I will be stitching it down to hold it in place there. So after doing that, I went ahead to also hem the BUBU, and after hemming, I faced both sides, right side facing themselves, and I'm going to stitch along the sides from the sleeves area using my sewing allowance. And for the BUBU area, from the top part there, I measured 12 inches downwards to represent my sleeve opening, and I curved it out using 1 inch for my sewing allowance. And we are done with the sewing. Here I am just making sure that it is well ironed, it's properly ironed and neat. This one was my customer's own, so I had to do hers first and also do my later. But if you are interested in this, I can supply you with the Asooke fabric if you are interested, or if you're interested in the BUBU itself, I'm also available. I'll be dropping my WhatsApp link in the description box so that we can talk business. So this can also be customized to whatever color you want and whatsoever fabric you want as well, and I deliver nationwide and worldwide all the same. So I'll be dropping a short video on YouTube maybe later in the week of how I made the beaded design for the neckline of my own. I decided to bead the neckline just to give it a little bit of glam to it, and guys, it came out beautiful. And see you on my next tutorial. If you've not liked this video, please like it, please. And guys, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to share, and see you on my next tutorial. Bye.